slow tonight, isn't it?
What do you think? Everything.
Dealt the hand down there in L.A. You and that press, you dealt the hand. You put me on Life magazine, had me convicted before I walked in the courtroom. You had what people wanted to buy. I'm not breaking no laws this time. Can't that come into your brain? I did not break the law. Jesus Christ told you that 2,000 years ago. You don't understand me. That's your trouble. Not my fault because you don't understand me. I don't understand you either. But I don't spend my whole life trying to put the blame over on you. All right. Your name is Sam Smith and you're from Idaho. Now, what's your self-image? You know you're not Sam Smith and you know you're not from Idaho.
Right.
Well, now, how matter? I can scream and yell and I can tell the whole world, here's Sam Smith from Idaho. And you still know in your heart that you're not Sam Smith.
So what are you in your heart then? If you know you're not
I
that.
did not direct nobody to be killed, man.
Well, you know, where I come from, the guys with guts, they do it themselves.
Come on, man.
They don't.
Why you feel a need to get down on me? Is that gonna make you look any bigger? What if I just jumped on you and beat the dog shit out of you? Would that make you feel any bigger?
You would have to have 3 friends.
Yeah, you're a dreamer. Yeah, you're a dreamer.
Don't try it, Charlie.
Huh?
Don't try it.
But that doesn't prove anything, does it?
Well, I don't know.
Does it?
I don't know. Not much.
Yeah.
Not much, I guess.
Well, neither did you prove the Second World War. I mean, you may have won the war, but you didn't prove that it was right or wrong. Right or wrong, history turns it. History wheels it.
I agree.
Now, if I was guilty of something, and after all the pressure they put on me, and they put that medication on me, and all the doctors and drugged me up and down the hallways and done everything they could do to kill me, I've had this whole country down on me trying to murder me for all kinds of different, everything they don't understand, what they don't know, what they can't realize, every little insecurity they got, here they come, bringing it to me. Dig, and I got to carry it on my back. Do you think I would still be here if I was guilty of anything? But more. The world's coming to an end.
You were born in Ohio, right?
Your atmosphere's dying. My mother ran off from Ashland, Kentucky, and went to Ohio.
Oh, sorry. Click.
You know, everybody likes this
Everybody
evil.
wants a picture of you.
Everybody likes that evil character they created. You know that guy with the eyes.
Who's that boy?
If I say that, you're gonna put me in another conspiracy.
Why do you think it is that your rights were taken away from you?
I didn't get a trial, woman. I didn't get to call one witness. I didn't get one day of a defense in the courtroom. Not one day of a defense in the courtroom. I didn't get to call one witness. You know why I didn't get to call a witness? And I tell you this, you're not going to understand it.
We think you'd go start killing people again.
Again? Well, you guys are misinformed. I haven't killed anyone. I know more about the economy, more about money, more about the government than any 10 presidents you got. You know, in other words, I've sat in solitary confinement and I watched everything you guys do. And the truth is you're all lying to yourselves.
You wear the sign of the American Nazi Party.
That's my Nazi party. That's me.
What does it mean?
It means I've been locked up in here since 1943. That I'm standing behind the judges in Nuremberg.
I think I need a little more explanation than that.
There's a line that the judge sets on. There's a premise of crime that the Supreme Court sets on, that the government and the crosses set on. I have been behind the judge since 1943. In the infinite consciousness of those black robes, I have been on the dark side of the world you people live in for 43 years, for a little over 43 years. Juvenile halls, Cook County Jail, Chicago, Indianapolis, D.C., Virginia. I did a lot of time in Virginia, all over the country. I've been in and out of jail. I have nothing against no one unless they got something against me. You come up and say hi, I say hi. You say I like you, I say well I like you. You say well I don't like you, I say well I don't like you. In other words, however you reflect to me is what I'm going to reflect back to you. I don't care what color you are, where you're from, or what you're doing, what race you are. I am me first, and that is Scotch. I'm from Scotland first. That's me. And I look out for that, number one, me. Just like everybody else does. You know? A lot of people think that Manson is some great monster, but the only monster Manson is what the media created and the district attorney created. Do you guys realize what's going to happen to this country because of that case? When you can go to college, son, and learn to be a lawyer, and then you can go to a district attorney's position and do anything you want, that makes you the leader of this country. You can put anybody on trial and say anything you want to say and tell any lie you want to lie. Why spend billions of dollars for a school to study criminology when all they do is sit up on the witness stand and lie? You just lie, and then you don't need the schools, you know. And the whole thing was a big sham. It was a big act for the world, man, a big play that they put the children on trial for trying to stop the war. And then all the people like Joan Baez and what's that other chick's name?
Oh, you mean Jane Fonda?
Yeah, Jane Fonda and all those people, they'll scream and they'll holler for the kids to do something, and then when the kids do it, then they say the kids are all fucked up, you know?
Why not?
You people are on your road going where you're going. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to stop from going where you're going, I'm not going to stop you. You know, you're going to your destruction, not mine. I've already established mine. You know, I've already went through mine. I've been judged. The judge gave me 9 life sentences.
But hold a minute. You really are. But in your philosophical talk, a lot of people won't. It'll go right over their heads. That's what I'm trying to say. Put it so they can understand it in lay language. Can we do that?
Well, it's sad all over, really. You know, it's hard for me to express how much sadness that I've went through to reach this point of understanding that I'm now talking to you from. How are you going to help somebody that don't want help? Hit them in the head and make them do it?
Will your book do that? Will you try?
Will I try?
To explain that.
Will I try to help you people destroy me some more? Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
You know, I kind of anticipated what you were going to say because you've been saying the same thing for 20 years.
All right.
Before you rush me off into that.
Okay.
Every time I go to these committees, I'll wait 2 or 3 years for you. And I'll sit in a cell and stare at the wall for 2 or 3 years, just waiting for you people. And then when you get here, you can't even give me 5 minutes.
So,
You're in such a rush,
right.
you know.
Yeah. What I'm
You have to slow down with my mind and just see where your mind is. You know, like.
You're right.
Let me say this: the courtroom, Charles Older would not have been sitting on that bench had I not went in the courtroom. So we're kind of like married in this thought together. Like we're together whether we want to be here together or not. You know, we're stuck in this madness. You know, I don't want this job. I'm not getting paid very much. You know, and you're certainly going to get paid if you take your time. So give me a time to finish what I was trying to do. Like I say, it was reflections of what he was thinking. It had nothing to do with me. Seriously, the Charlie Manson that you created, that's not me. That's only an illusion in your minds. It hasn't got anything to do with me.
What's the real Charlie Manson?
I haven't really been able to make him up. See, I've just been reborn again. See, and I'm learning now. Explain it away. How can I explain away all the misconcepts in 2 or 3 minutes or 5, 10 minutes? Give me a trial in a courtroom. Give me my rights in a courtroom, and then I'll explain it. I can't explain it just in a few words or in a letter or in a postcard. It's too vast. It's too big. It's circled the world 3 times.
What are you asking for, a new trial?
I'm new. I haven't got the first one yet.
You're asking for a trial.
I'm just a trial. Just give me my rights. All I want is the same rights that my fathers died for. The same rights that says United States of America. I see Reagan getting up in the United Nations telling the world how human rights are so important and how we should give all the humans rights. And then he turn around and ask him on the darker side, what about Charlie? He say, oh, well, he don't deserve no rights. Well, if I don't deserve no rights, then who does deserve rights? I didn't break no law.
Right now you're coming up for parole. You have the right to come up before a parole board. Do you want to get out on parole?
Parole for what? Parole to where? I want my rights. My rights. You give me a parole every other day. It doesn't give me my rights. If I don't have any rights, he doesn't have any rights. He doesn't have any rights, and you don't have any rights.
I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, in other words, if everybody gets equal rights, you got equal rights to the rights I got. And that's to sit down and keep your mouth shut or get your jaw broke. Is that the rights you want?
What do you think?
Everything.
Look like somebody just walked over your grave.
How am I going to feel remorse? What am I supposed to feel remorse about? Everyone says, you feel no remorse. I said, can't you understand I'm not guilty of anything? And they said, well, you're supposed to feel remorse. I'm supposed to feel remorse because you don't understand, because you're twisted in your brain. You know, in other words, someone comes in and says, you were in New York City last night. You said, no, I wasn't. And they said, well, don't you feel bad about it? You should feel bad about what? Say that people that happen in New York City. Man, I wasn't in New York City. I wasn't there. I was in San Diego in bed with some broad I'd met in Big Sur. I didn't have no family. I had a motorcycle, a sleeping bag, and a guitar, guy. I just got out of the penitentiary. I hadn't been out of jail long enough to they say, well, you got our kids to do this and our kids. You had your kids to do that. Your kids were doing that before I got out of the penitentiary. I just got out of jail. Can't you understand that? You know, you tell the people something, and they've got their minds made up a certain way. You dig what I'm saying?
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
I don't know what this is all about. Sir?
You're the president?
I work in that building.
Were you in the building at the time?
Naturally, if I work in that building, yes, sir.
Back up, man. Come on, man. President?
No, they're taking me in because of the fact that I lived in the Soviet Union. I'm just a patsy.
I've got one that can see.